Hey there guys, Nolen and Jason here with Plumbing, Webmasters, and Data Pens.
Howdy.
All right, so today is Plumbing SEO and preparing for AI integrated search. We're going to do 3 parts on it.
We've got a 3-parter here. We've never done a sequel.
3-part series. All right, so first part of it, part 1 is just fundamental SEO. And I guess I was going to say this at the end, but I'll throw in that in case anybody's head begins to get screwed up on what's going on, the AI integration is still pulling the same crud.
Yeah, it's working off the same information.
Right.
The AI integration is mostly a new presentation with a few new filters to determine what they want to show.
And it happens to be AI. Overtaking some areas like a rich snippet, if anybody ever remembered seeing a little blurb at the top.
Yeah.
That's where some of it's starting, except for now they've gone forward a little bit more, and now the map's starting to get the integration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and we were just talking about this. One of the most recent changes is Google search results page is now infinite scroll.
Yeah.
There is no page 1. There's positions 1 through 10. So instead of page 1, you're going to want to start paying more attention to above the fold. Above the fold was always important, but now it's like way more important than it was because it's kind of the only measurement you have when you have an infinite scroll on the page.
Yeah, so, I don't know how they're going to measure
It'll be interesting to see how the infinite scroll affects, because it used to be almost nobody clicked to the second page. But if you just scrolling, you get more.
It'd have to be a little better.
Will positions 11 through 20 suddenly become more valuable?
Yeah, I think so. I stayed over the other day in Austin at a hotel.
Right.
And because I'm OCD on stuff, I'm thankful when there's only 60 channels, because then I don't have to go. I was like, oh, thank God. Because if there's 2,000, I got to go look.
You got to look and see what's on.
See all 2,000. So I feel like people will continue to scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a defect.
No, that one's not good. No, that was not good. And they'll end up getting down to link number 40 without realizing they've done it. So fundamental SEO is part 1. And you cannot abandon everything you've done before if it was the good stuff. Right.
And so any good SEO is still there. Any bad SEO is still there. And
the definition of those things hasn't really changed all that
much. Not much. You just need
they've dialed it in a little bit in the past year, but that's all.
Tighter on content a little bit. So if you have, we'll get into that in a minute. Actually, that's part 3.
Part 3.
Yeah. So good content, good SEO, citations, a few links, maybe domain authority, updates, changes, that sort of thing is going to continue to be a paramount thing. So you cannot abandon fundamental SEO. And so a lot of guys, when I talk to them, a lot of people will say things like, oh, I just want this one thing.
Right.
Or if I sign up this one thing, and you might need something like data pens, but just because you have a nice, great tool or a tool doesn't mean that that's going to be enough to get you up in search rankings. Yeah. Because then you'll still have a bad web presence overall for the user.
As fantastic as data pens is, it cannot on its own completely fix a bad web effort otherwise.
Google's still looking at it and still judging your digital branded signaling, the health of the brand, and whether or not it's worthy to show to anybody or not.
Right.
And if you decide to ignore it and basically just get reviews only, or say, oh, somebody called to sell me the latest AI add-on, and you ignore everything else, you can expect your results to go down.
Right.
So
be very wary of anybody just using AI as a buzzword without defining how it's going to help you.
Yeah, no matter, get me started on that. So you can't, for example, for this, so as we talk about quality, you can't really use AI to write content, for example.
Right.
And there's penalties against it. Google doesn't want AI written content. They're not going to have it.
And they can spot it.
Yeah.
Believe it.
I don't know what Bing's doing yet, but Bing is still not a high enough percentage to hardly speak about, but we honorably mention them now because of ChatGPT.
Yeah. A lot of people are going over to Bing and using ChatGPT, but it doesn't appear as if Bing's other search results have increased much as a result.
So let's define that. My kids use it for homework.
Yeah.
And I say, Sure, why the hell not? Everybody's going to. Don't have any moral, dilemma over this. Just go use it.
Yeah.
But while they're there, they're not shopping for roofs or plumbing repairs or HVAC repairs or getting their yard sprayed. They're not doing any type of consumer shopping that wants.
Yeah, it's an answer engine, not a marketing and advertising engine.
It'll eventually change a lot, and that group that they're acquiring now is probably going to become the buying public soon.
Yeah.
And so things will change, but right this second, you're still pleasing Google, and you're looking forward to AI as nothing that's actually going to hurt anybody either. I think we should say that out loud. Like, you still have to have all these pieces put together. You still need professional services for it. This is enhancing your brand, and without, and the search itself hasn't really changed much.
Right.
I don't really expect, in fact, for a plumber to get more results. I expect to see a change in who's getting results.
Right.
So if you've decided, if you have old school SEO, which we'll talk about in part 3, you could get, well, listen, if you have old school SEO, you're probably already getting hammered.
Yeah, you over the past year, when they started the helpful content rollout, you're already seeing lower traffic.
So yeah, old school SEO would be defined as black hat or thinking you can trick Google.
Yeah.
And so those things have taken a hammering lately. So you still have to be conscious of all this stuff. You want a healthy brand. You want your content to be just right. Not too little, not too much, structured properly for the area of town that you're in. You still want to have updates and changes. You still want to have citations and good quality practices and speed and SSL certificates, and have some professional company like Plumbing Webmasters helping you maintain all those things, because those things done better is part of the grade that makes you show up in ranking.
Right.
And if you don't have it done well, you're simply not going to show up as well, because they deem you to have a less quality brand and a less of a user experience to show people that search on Google or Bing.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it kind of short on that one. Like and subscribe, and call whenever you're ready. We can move through this stuff pretty quickly. It takes minutes for us to assess this stuff and check it out. Happy to answer questions, and hope to hear from you.
Take it easy.